Hello, I'm Vigneshwar Shirke and I'll be your moderator for today. As you know, today's topic is no time for reading. And I would like to introduce our guests. First, I would like to introduce Mr. Elunga Tamdia. Am I pronouncing it right?
Yeah. Give it a shot.
He has had a long, successful corporate career across industries in India. He is currently the CEO of an NGO, the Ganga Foundation, that he founded 10 years ago. Elango is also an active fitness enthusiast with many marathons under his belt. He has also authored a book, This Too Shall Pass. Welcome, Elango.
Thank you.
I would like to introduce Anil Karthikeya today. He is a steel industry safety professional working with leading steel plants in India, a political analyst and a writer. He co-authored the book Art of Queen with his wife Dr. Indira. Their upcoming novel is Kursi. It's an out-and-out fictional political drama with a thought-provoking concept on current scenarios. Welcome, Anil.
Yeah, hi ma'am. Thank you.
Now I'd like to introduce Tanmay. Tanmay Dubey is the best-selling author of 5 books. He is the founder of Author Coaching Academy and is helping budding authors to write, publish, and become a best-selling author in 90 days. He finds solace in long-distance running and has actively participated in many national and international marathons. He's also an avid cyclist and has successfully completed Ironman Triathlon in Australia. Welcome, Tanmay.
Thank you.
Okay, for today's first question, I would like to ask you, do you prefer watching movies or documentaries over reading the book it's depicted on? I would start with Elango.
I prefer reading the book and then following up watching that movie. I get a little impatient watching the documentaries for long. So I'm habituated to more reading. Most times I read a book, then I go to the documentary. It gives you a little more vivid imagination.
What about you, Anil? What is your opinion?
Yeah, to be honest and to be frank, I prefer watching movies than reading books. Yeah, I have reasons for that. Basically, I love to write and I enjoy writing and I excite while writing. But while coming to reading, I love that. But basically, if we compare with watching movies or things, because I specifically worked in movie industry for a while, so I am having a good, better expertise on movie making. So I try to learn from movies and I try to learn the director's view from the movies and all the 24 crafts, how they are working in a frame. I try to learn how the 24 crafts, what is the work. The visual which we are seeing, I try to learn from that, which craft among the 24 crafts, what they have done, how it is getting reflected, what could be done better. So in this mode, basically I watch movies and documentaries not much.
So you don't you prefer watching movies instead of reading? Yeah.
So if comparatively, yes, the percentage ratio is the balance. If we say the watching movies will be having higher percentage than reading books.
Thank you. What about you, Tanmay?
Well, I'm a born reader. I love to read, but of late I've started listening to a lot of audiobooks. That especially goes well with my long training hours of maybe cycling on trainers and running on treadmills. So I found that really, what I can say is more effective way of reading and getting more knowledge. So I'm now from a reader, I'm now graduating to an audiobook listener, and I'm really enjoying this process.
Okay, thank you. The next question is, are we cultivating a culture where we prefer watching instead of reading? Like in school now we have video lessons, and like especially with the pandemic going on, the Zoom lessons, the video lessons are more thorough. Like teachers just give out a set schedule of you watch these videos and you're going to learn these things. So are we cultivating a culture where we prefer watching instead of reading? I would start with Tanmay. What do you think? Tanmay, you're on mute.
Yeah, so it is definitely evolving. I think 20 years ago, probably books and comics were the only way one could really ease and pass the time, if you can use that word. But with technology evolving, it is yes, the reading habit was always less. Reading habit was always less. It wasn't very found very well with people. But yes, I think going forward, all these videos, small videos, even films are getting short films. So not so with the advent of short films coming in and videos and audios, I think reading as such as an art or as a hobby is getting diminished. It will go further down.
What's your opinion on this, Anil?
Yeah, yes, we are definitely we are in a trend of cultivating the watching the things instead of reading. What I am trying to point out here is just an example which I used to say. The review of a book has shared in the words in a paper, okay, has got very less reach than a review of a book in a video.
True.
It's just one example which I also went through. Many of my friends have called me after releasing the book and they read the reviews. But after having a video review, many of my friends have called me and said, yeah, what is this, what you have read? So the reach is there, and as of now, there are much things happening regarding OTT platforms from last 1-2 years. So this has changed the things drastically. So this is taking the things to just to watching the screen time is getting higher, though there are disadvantages and side effects. Right now from children also, if we see just from last 1 to 2 years, we can't imagine that the people will go, the kids will go to school and study and learn. Just they are watching the screen time. This is the thing I definitely showed. There is a threat to reading the things, and definitely this is a huge disadvantage to the coming generations and to the present generations in long term.
True. What is your opinion, Tambia, Ms. Tambia?
Sorry, people absorb knowledge in different ways. Some people absorb knowledge by seeing. Some people absorb knowledge by reading. Some people absorb knowledge by listening. And while the humans, all of them are important for you to understand, some people will have one dominant practice. That's why even when you see a presentation, somebody is reading the presentation, somebody is listening to it, somebody just looks at the presentation. I mean, even on the documentaries, most of us watch with the subtitles. So to that extent, the reading as a habit has not gone away from people now.
Yeah, true.
And what is happening is it is not a reading or a watching. People concentration levels are coming down thanks to the so many of responses happening at simultaneously. People have only so much time on anything. And that way video is the most effective medium to communicate in the shortest time available. He's saying in a 2 minute, what else can you communicate? You can't do a 20-minute review. So I think lack of time leading to people watching television or visual content is increasing.
And just want to add one more thing, that reading a book has its own old world charm attached to it, right? You touch, feel, smell the book. So yeah, as you know, as Elango said, the preference. I think not many people, because earlier there was no other option to go. But yeah, the preference will go down. But I don't think the books will die ever. It may change the format, but the old paperback stuff, I think it will live for some time now. It's not gonna. We are not looking at its immediate death.
So I mean, it is fascinating. You know, when I was doing, how many of us read newspaper in that form of the actual newspaper? You know, you will not find the 25 years and below to be reading a newspaper now. You know, I'm just generalizing.
Yeah.
Most newspaper readers would be that typically a 40 plus. I mean, they still have that visual imagery
Habit of reading.
Correct. So it is moving away.
Now in our generation, it's more of just getting the updates, like headline updates from Twitter or something like that. Yeah, in shorts. Whatever news is going on, we just read the headlines and just get over it. If you want to read more about it, then we'll click on it. It's more like social media has influenced, or maybe the technology has influenced us in such a way, and that we prefer watching, or we prefer shorts and not spend time on papers or newspapers for that matter.
Maximize knowledge absorption in minimal time. Sorry.
Yeah, please go ahead.
Yeah.
Anil,
so I'm having a point here. As Mr. Kamya and Mr. Alango said, I slightly deny with them, because the things, the trend, the generation is going on. They are hardly catching the books.
True.
Or they're hardly having the interest to read. Not only book, not only a newspaper. Nowadays, if you see the education system, previously we used to have different journals or different papers to understand the things. Now, if you go to YouTube and just have a search of any concept. Recently, I'm watching some web series in Netflix. There they are discussing on Kepler's theory, Kepler's law. So I thought of immediately, what I strike is I must purchase some book having the basic physics concepts. And I tried in Amazon. And later, after some time, it struck in my mind, why to take a book, whether we need to get the book delivered and we should read. Instead of that, just go to YouTube and just type the search word. There are a lot of videos which is explaining with different examples, different videos, animations. When the things are advanced in like this, when the comfort level is increased, when the things are more explanatory, conveniently getting conveyed. So I think there is a threat, not immediately,
but in long term. In a long term.
Yes, in long term. And this is a huge drawback. This will be a huge disadvantage to the coming generations, because at any point of time, our fingers should think. A writer's fingers will think what to write. Basically, there is a quotation that writers will think with their fingertips. So if that is not there, it's like a huge drawback. Just an example, the wheel is the invention of wheel is the basic thing for this civilization which we are seeing today. So such sort of drawback, the advantage which we got from the invention of wheel, such sort of drawback again we may witness if the writers are demotivated, or they are getting reduced, or this trend is continued.
So I would like to ask you, so as adults, whenever someone asks us, even if we like reading or something, it's in general, it would be like we don't have time for reading, and that's why Audible apps like Audible have got more promoted in recent times. So it's easier to listen to books instead of reading them on the go. So as adults, we always say we don't have time, we are working and don't have time to read books. But now that the pandemic hit and we had time, we have a lot of time. Did you read any books? Any of you? I'll start with Alango.
Fortunately, this was good. I normally habituated to reading a book late in the night, and then before I go to sleep, I end up reading. So thanks to the pandemic, you don't need to necessarily get up in the morning to go for an office and get ready. So we could go a little longer. So I did some very interesting books in this pandemic, and I kind of almost finished all Murakami novels, which was a long pending. There are long, big ones. And in this period, since I wrote the book, thanks to Tanmay, who is here with me as a panel member, so I'm able to appreciate authors better, the writing. So the Murakami is one of the very, show and tell, that sense of it. The very beautiful writing. I read a lot of books on the endurance sports, fitness, and Malcolm Gladwell. I've been listening audiobooks on Malcolm Gladwell. Very fascinating book called Factfulness. If you haven't read, you must read it, which says how the world is a better place than ever before, contrary to what we believe.
Thank you. What's your opinion? What books have you read, Anil, during the pandemic?
Yes, definitely I read the books. But before starting this, I want to say one thing. Just a suggest to all whoever is having the tendency of not reading books. Sorry, I'm touching this point repeatedly because I'm facing this type of scenario everywhere. So I'm trying to point that pressure is that. So just if at all, if you're not having enough patience to read the book, just try to read the back cover of the book, the concept of the book.
Synopsis.
And that will create an enthuse. Yes, the synopsis. That will create an enthuse to any reader, whether to read or not. So basically, I have done the same. In the pandemic, I have touched the different concepts regarding this organic farming, regarding this Indian economy. So there are different things which I touched, and I read the books related to economy and organic farming and behavioral psychology. So these are the 3 types of books I read and during this pandemic.
What about you, Tanmay?
Well, I pick and choose my subjects as Elanco said. I have got this habit of always daily I have to read at the night before I go to sleep. So 2 books that I can recall I read was one. The book's called Quantum and Lotus. It's by a gentleman called Matthew Ricard, that talks about how Buddhism and quantum physics have similarity. So that's like a fantastic book that I read, and it goes deep into. It's a conversational book. A Buddhist monk is talking to a quantum physicist. And another book that I read, which is very close to the work that I do, is coaching the budding authors to write their books. Joseph Campbell's A Hero with 1,000 Faces. So Quantum and Lotus, and Hero with 1,000 Faces. These 2 are, I think, 2 phenomenal books that I can recall I read during the pandemic.
Thank you. So has reading transformed you? I will start with Tanmay. Yeah.
Absolutely. Today, whatever I am, and I picked up reading, right? I think maybe when I was 12, 13 years old, and I started reading that Phantom comics, Betal Intejal comics, and that. So it started from there. It helped me get my first job. Reading helped me get my first job. Reading always helps me get promotion. Reading always helps me clear interviews. So today, whatever I am, whoever I am, is only because of reading. So the only advice which I picked up from my elder brother was, he said, read as much as you can. And I think I'm just living by that advice all my life. So,
what about you, Anil? Has reading transformed you?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely transformed me a lot. Yes. Yeah, actually, there is no one can deny this. Even out of everyone must agree this. One example which I say, that in my childhood I used to read articles and cartoons in the newspapers, and there are some stories. And yes, I used to learn the things, that how the story has got media of communication and how they are trying to convey. So these are many things which gave the things to read. And basically, the origin of the thought of writing a book has come from reading a book to me. In 2010-11, I guess I remember that book, and I read a novel, and I thought, yes, I can write this. Why can't I write a novel? Why can't I write a story? So why can't we create something fictional or some real? So, and before that, there are some many experiences to me during my college times. I used to write articles that got published in newspapers. There is some sort of motivation which I get while writing, and that the origin of that motivation is from reading some interesting things and the way the writers has presented their things, and from them I got benefited. And yes,
you got inspired by other writers. You got inspired by other writers and their works.
Of course, inspiration is the basic thing to get the thing started.
What do you think, Mr. Tambia? What is your view?
It's huge. It has made a lot of difference to me personally, professionally. This is a way of. But to me, the biggest advantage of reading is you are able to visualize. That imagination which comes to you, that doesn't happen by seeing, at least for me, because it is there in front of you. You're not imagining. If somebody says the castle which is 30 feet long, you are generally trying to put yourself, how tall will you be, how 30 feet. That is what imagination is, the cornerstone of evolution. And that happens only with the reading. And I have also been very early reader, and all along it has helped me. And in my mind, the reading is very important even to develop your personality.
Mr. Tambia, do you have any tips tips to, encourage the young readers, the future generation, to read more, to read books, to have that interest, cultivate that interest of reading books? Are there any tips that you would like to suggest?
So we kind of do that. See, first of all, people think it's a very natural thing. It's a habit. Sometimes, at least, I started saying I will read a book every day at a particular time. It helped me. But even now, despite being a reader for so long, if I don't read for 15 days, then that habit goes away. Then I will not be able to. At least the one tip what I follow is simple. I have some old favorite books, like Jeffrey Archer or Ken Follett, old fiction books I used to read whenever I was a little kid. I'll take one of those books again. And I will read them. I can read them in one shot because they've been favorite books. When I was a little kid, I would have read them. And then the whole ability to read comes back to me. So people, young readers who have done that one, first of all, there is nothing rocket science about it. And start with some small, easy books to go with, and then you build on to that. Preferably stick to a time. It helps a lot.
What do you think, Tanmay? What's your opinion on this? What do you suggest?
I often meet people who say, hey, how can you read so many books? Whenever I read a book, I fell asleep. Reading book is very difficult. So my tip or suggestion or advice to them would be, start small, pick up anything which is of interest. And you just don't get bogged down by the thing of the book, that how this book is big, and it just kind of overwhelmed by the sheer enormity of the language which the writer has written. So my tip to people to cultivate reading habit is to start small, read anything that can be a newspaper, and develop reading always helps. One, getting a good control on language. Two, as Elango said, giving your brain visualizes. And three, as Anil said, that the more you read, the more you get inspired to write also. So every reader, end of the day, the biggest culmination of a success of a reader is he becomes a writer, right? So that it helps. So start small, enjoy your journey, and have fun all the way, man.
What do you suggest, Anil?
Yeah, definitely. Everyone must read a book, because reading will, just as Mr. Elango said, the visualization will get higher, the things which we can observe. That's the thing. That's the basic thing. That's the important thing. And also, I would like to add, reading will give you the creative touch, will increase the creative touch in any person, which will be a benefit to you in your personal life or professional life, or in the thought process. Your thought process will get evolved if you read, and your creative peak point inside you will get a fire after reading few things. You may not get a fire after reading many things, but there are some few lines which will ignite you and will make you motivate to do or to achieve the things. And that may be the thing. And one thing which I also think to add, that yes, reading, apart from along with reading, this will make you a writer. If you're a writer, while writing a book, I thought one thing. Yes, doing meditation for 10 minutes will give you a peace, and watching movie is like a meditation of some few hours, 2 hours or 3 hours, and traveling a place to place is a type of meditation for few persons that will give you a peace for few more hours, for 5 to 10 hours. But writing a book or reading a book will give you the peace and will give the result of that such meditation for a 50,000 words or 60,000 words.
Thank you, everyone. I would just like to add that as a young reader, I started with books like small novels like Charles Dickinson, and all those. I didn't even know Pride and Prejudice till I was already an adult. It is a classic, but when I started reading, it was more of detective novels or small novels, and by I forgot the author's name, but I started with comic because the novels were lengthy and I used to get bored. Then I started with comics, like Tinkle Comics, if anyone remembers. Phantom Comics was again a generation before mine. but Tinkle's was like my generation, Tinkle Comics. And I remember writing, Tinkle had come up with this idea of getting new stories from their readers. And so a lot of they had cultivated a culture of a lot of young readers, Indian readers, who wrote books in English at that time. Like we were 15, 16 or maybe 10 years old. And they gave, the express that like this person has written this story. So this cultivated a lot of thinking like, oh, I can do this too. I can also put in the effort and write a story, and maybe if I'm lucky, I will be presented. So I would like to just put in this note that at the end of the day, as young readers, just read comics or read anything, not social media, but comics, maybe less of cartoons and Cartoon Network and more of even textbook stories. Maybe if we start with English stories, I remember as a kid reading my all English textbook stories because they always had stories. English textbooks in school always had stories. So that is again one suggestion from me, to cultivate reading habits by reading more stories and having that interest, or cultivating that interest in your kid to read stories. Okay, thank you everyone for joining today. It was a pleasure having you all.
Talking to all of you.
Bye
bye. Thank you.
Thank you, and nice discussion with my co-panel members. Thank you all.
It was a pleasure having you all. Thank you.